All right. Shalom, brothers and sisters. We want to give all praise and glory to our Heavenly Father, Yahweh. In the name of our Lord and Savior, Yahawashi, peace, mercy, and blessings be abound to you, brothers and sisters, throughout the four corners of the earth that are waiting diligently on the ending of the kingdom of Babylon, the hammer of the earth, the end of the empire of Edom, and the coming of the kingdom of Israel under our Lord and Savior, Yahawashi HaMashiach. So, praise be unto you, the Holy Spirit, of grace, of peace, of mercy, of loving kindness, and of eternal salvation to come. All right, so we're going to go ahead and just start off. The brother's going to bring out a couple of precepts, and we're going to just roll in the spirit from there.
Right. This is Genesis 22, starting at the 14th verse. And Abraham called the name of the place Jehovah Jireh, as it is said to this day, in the mount of the Lord it shall be seen. And the angel of the Lord called unto Abraham out of heaven the second time, and said, By myself have I sworn, saith the Lord, for because thou hast done this thing, and hast not withheld thy son, thy only son, that in blessing I will bless thee, and in multiplying I will multiply thee, and thy seed as the stars of heaven, and as the sand which is upon the seashore, and thy seed shall possess the gates of his enemies. So we want to kind of bring this out, because we're going to go into speaking according to a principle, which one of the principles in Hebrews 6:1, which is resurrection of the dead, to show you, brothers and sisters, that resurrection of the dead was even known back then. So even when Abraham was about to sacrifice his son unto the Lord, he understood that even then that the Most High had the power to even bring him back from the dead. And so we'll bring the precept out here in Hebrews 11, starting at the 17th verse. This is Hebrews 11 and 17. And it states, By faith Abraham, when he was tried, offered up Isaac, and he that had received the promises offered up his only begotten son, of whom it is said that in Isaac shall thy seed be called, accounting that God was able to raise him up even from the dead, from whence also he received him in a figure. So we see that even Abraham during that time understood the principle of the resurrection of the dead, which is why he was willing to offer his son. He said, well, look, even if I slay my son, the Most High will have the power to bring him back. So this is how we know that the doctrine in which we're following, these principles, are old to new, and we know it's true. And so that's why we constantly push to you, brothers and sisters, to stick within inside the principles of Yahawashi. Because once you have that foundation, you have that foundation established, then you can move on to perfection. So, but we first must get these principles down, and this will happen if God permit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's the reason why really we don't want to move too far away from...
Hold on, brother. We're in the midst.
That's why we don't want to stray too far away from... Like right now, we're trying to get the principles established.
Right.
So until that's really done, there's a lot of stuff we really can't... We're really not going to go into until we're really fully done.
That's right.
The reason why we're stressing these principles is so that you brothers and sisters
I say I love God,
that will
but I hate the brother I see, I'm a liar and the truth is not in me.
Like
we ain't talking about no YouTube, you can digitally. Oh no, you got to be up chronic. Oh no, this is my shit. You can't get no job here. That's got to
Hey, hold on, brother. We in the midst of our piece, brother.
Oh, but he said, but listen, when Balaam did that, he's going to curse his people.
Hey, let us
curse us and
let us do our thing and then come back. Let us do our thing.
Shit ass in the Bible.
Bruh, let us do this here.
And then the dam broke.
Let us do this here.
The levee.
And then come back. Let us do this and then come back. Let me see here. Second.
Now, what you gonna sell? How you gonna work harder than a slave? You can't work harder than a slave. A slave, you saying, man.
Okay, this is a precept in Second Ezra. This is Second Ezra, starting at the second chapter. starting at the 14th verse. It's the second Ezra 2 and 14. It states, "Take heaven and earth to witness, for I have broken the evil in pieces and created the good. For I live, said the Lord. Mother, embrace thy children and bring them up with gladness. Make their feet as fast as a pillar. For I have chosen thee, said the Lord. And those that be dead will I raise up again from their places and bring them out of the graves. For I have known my name in Israel." So throughout the scriptures, man, we constantly seeing the principles being relayed over and over again to us, man. So we got to get these principles down in our hearts and understand that this is the will of Yahweh. We got to lay these principles out to you, brothers and sisters. So, and I know we're being redundant about it, but redundancy keeps it in your mind.
That's right.
If we're not redundant with it, you'll forget about it. And so, you know, this Hebrews 6 and 1 is a very important piece. So we're bringing out these precepts to help you brothers and sisters know that from the old to the new, this is nothing new. In the new, according to the scriptures, it's always been. It's always been.
Yeah, part of the reason why we have to stress it because in the time of tribulation, you got to have faith that that if you are in Yahawashi, that you're going to rise from the dead if you perish.
Right.
If you die, then you know that you have that faith. That's why.
Y'all make sure everybody.
That's why when you go into the book of Acts, where Paul was ready to go to Jerusalem and die. In fact, in one of his letters, he talks about how he wanted to experience the power of his resurrection.
Yeah, that's right.
That was in part of the reason why he wanted to die, because he actually wanted to experience that, being resurrected from the dead.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
You know?
That's right.
So he wanted to experience that because he had faith that if he were to die, that he would be raised from the dead on the last day.
That's right. That's right. Here's another precept. This is the book of Isaiah 26. Starting at the Isaiah 26 I'll start at the 18th verse. It says, "We have been with child, we have been in pain, we have as it were brought forth wind, we have not wrought any deliverance in the earth, neither have the inhabitants of the world fallen. Thy dead men shall live, together with my dead body shall they arise." So even with Isaiah, he was even showing you an aspect of resurrection from the dead right here in Isaiah 26.
Where's the rapture in the Bible?
I got it right here.
Y'all.
This is another one.
The rapture. I'm talking about resurrection.
Okay,
so you said you was talking about the rapture in the Old
Ye that
Testament?
dwell in the dust, for thy dew is as the dew of the herbs, and the earth shall cast out her dead. So hey, there you go, resurrection of the dead, right there, man.
That's right. Come on, bro.
Yes.
This is a red letter. This is John chapter 5 and we'll start at verse 25. "Verily, verily, I say unto you, the hour is coming, and now is, when the dead shall hear the voice of the Son of Yahweh, and they that hear shall live. For as the Father hath life in himself, so hath he given the Son to have life in himself, and hath given him authority to execute judgment, because he is the Son of Man.
That's right.
Marvel not at this, for the hour is coming in which all that are in the grave shall hear his voice, and they shall come forth, they that have done good unto the resurrection of life, and they that have done evil unto the resurrection of damnation."
Come on, man.
So the Most High gave the Yahawashi the power to rise up a man from the dead.
Yep.
He actually gave him that authority.
Yep.
So he's going to rise up all those souls, all those bodies that died. This is where the fallacy comes in with the doctrine that we've been talking about over the last few months.
Yep.
About all Israel getting the kingdom, man. That's why the title of this last week put up is titled will all Israel be saved if they didn't have faith, or something like that?
Yeah, something.
That's how I titled it. But you'll probably watch it anyway.
That's right.
And the reason why is because when you go into it, everybody gets resurrected that's died. All those souls, there's a number that the Most High has limited as far as Israel, that he's going to resurrect from the dead. I mean, it's basically their souls that is already ordained to die and be resurrected from the dead.
That's right. That's right.
So if he's doing judgment on executing judgment according to the law, according to Yahawashi out of his own word that he's going to execute judgment, then how in the world can those that are unto the resurrection of damnation, how are they going to get into the kingdom, man?
Right.
It said resurrection of life and the resurrection unto damnation, man.
Come on. So it's two different.
So you got to now explain, you guys that believe in that all Israel, as long as they're the seed of Jacob, is going to make it into the kingdom. You got to explain to us, what is the resurrection of damnation?
Come on, what is that pertaining to?
See, now y'all in a conundrum, man.
Yeah, and see, I'm a precepting with one that Israel always uses. This is Daniel. This is Daniel 12, starting at the second verse, and it says, and many. Well, I'm gonna start the first verse. It says, and at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people. And there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, every one that shall be found written in the book. So a question has to be answered. What about the people that are not written in the book? Verse 2, and many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake, some to everlasting life, and some to shame and everlasting contempt.
So Yahawashi was quoting Daniel.
He was quoting Daniel right there.
Okay.
He was quoting Daniel.
Can I say?
You know what's so heavy about this one? There's a video that is etched into our mind till the end of this time.
What is
that we watched with that brother from GMS that was crying?
Yeah.
This particular one. We never forget that one.
Yep.
That brother, you know, man. The Most High is that how he's going to deal with judgment, man. That's why you was crying. We fearful too.
Yeah.
We ain't making fun of the fact that your voice was cracking, because we understand you know what you read.
Right.
You just didn't want to believe it.
Right.
You want to listen to your elder telling you that, why would he do that to us? We've been in captivity. Listen, man. When you read the history of what has happened to our people, listen, man. You got to go back 4,000 years, man.
Oh, Lord.
You got to go back 4,000 years in the captivities and the things that we've been through, man. The level of embarrassment. You got to think about the level of embarrassment as men of Israel that you went through, being taken down by other people.
That's right.
Them having their way with your kids, your woman, your property, whatever it is, and falling from glory, man, over and over again.
Yep. That's right.
All because a certain faction of our people rebelled. Because when you go through all the time we got taken, there was always men of the Lord that were around doing the right thing.
Yep.
There was always prophets of the Lord. They went down with the nation, man, because the nation didn't want to listen.
That's right.
The kings didn't want to listen to the prophets. They would shut them up in jail, right?
Right.
They would throw them in jail.
Listen, can I say something?
Beat them. Sometimes kill them.
But we got to listen to that.
Right.
Because there's one young man.
Let me give you this next.
Listen here.
Let me give you this next one. This will be Acts 24, starting at the 14th verse.
Oh, he went in Acts.
But this I confess unto thee, that after the way which they call heresy, so worship I the God of my fathers, believing all things which are written in the law and in the prophets, and have hope toward God, which they themselves also allow, that there shall be a resurrection of the dead, both of the just and the unjust.
Come on, bro.
So we're looking at two different sides to this coin, man.
Yeah, resurrection is just not about, it's not a one-sided thing, it's a balanced thing.
Yeah, that's right.
It's about the both sides of the coin, like the brother's talking about, man.
Yep.
It's a balanced thing, man. A lot of these groups that are unfortunately, some of these groups that are deceiving you, they're telling you one side of the story, man. Because really they don't want to run you away, man.
Yep.
Because some of you guys out there that believe in Israel, y'all run away from pages like this that's giving you the real deal. You're going to go hear the smooth things.
Right.
You want to hear the smooth things. Oh, man, so you're telling me if I don't adhere to the end, that I'll still be saved? Matthew 24 and 13, all right?
Matthew
Before you bring out that part, because, Matthew 24 and 13, bro. I think that's what it is. So you're telling me if I don't endure, if I end up taking the trip, if I end up selling out and getting the Frosten pack, I'll still make it into the kingdom.
Listen, everybody.
So I didn't last. I couldn't last like Dura last battery, but I still gonna make it into the kingdom.
What's the greatest chip ever?
Is Matthew 24 and 13? But he that shall endure unto the end
shall be
the
saved.
same shall be saved.
No, he said he that is an Israelite coming from the seed of Jacob, he going to be saved regardless.
He that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved.
No, I'm going to see the
come on,
Abraham,
man.
though. I got the proof, man. My parents came on a slave ship, and we were put into chains. We had the yoke of iron around our neck.
Come on, man.
We showed it said all Israel going to be saved with everlasting salvation.
But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved, man.
Come on, bro.
Hey, man, that's plain. That's plain, man. You know, this resurrection, man, these principles are the key factor into attaining that salvation, man.
Yeah, and you got to endure unto the end, like, even if you die. Because this endurance is not about you, enduring and living and seeing his coming. It's about you going all the way to the end, man. It's just like when you, even on the street level, they'll give respect on the street level for a guy that went out like a G.
Right.
He didn't snitch, he didn't fold, man. He went out like a G, man. Or he was ride or die to the end. They give glory on a carnal level. They give glory to those men on the street level.
Yep, that's right.
If there's a guy out there that was putting in work on the left hand side, and he all the way to the end, he was ride or die, man. In their world, they glorifying that guy.
Right.
Soldier Slim in New Orleans. Everybody in New Orleans, people in New Orleans, man, he was real to the end, man. Soldier Slim, he wasn't scared of nobody. He was down.
Right.
But
can I say something?
If you turn Tekashi 6ix9ine, your name is messed up. You didn't snitch.
But can I say something though?
You know?
Can I say something?
Snitch when you got arrested. You didn't hold it down to the end.
But look, can I say something?
That's why some in the left hand side, they'll give guys that come out of jail.
Hold on.
What do you call it? They'll give them praise when they come out.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, he never snitched, man. Like Shine. Shine, he took the rap for Diddy.
Right.
Shine got respect to that degree. Like, oh man, he held it down to the end, man. He was down for Puffy. Puffy didn't lace him up with money when he came back.
Get out.
That's you know.
Yep, that's right.
But if he went in there and said, man, Puffy told me to shoot that dude or something like that. Let's say that's what Puffy told him to do.
Down though.
Yeah, everybody would be like, man, you should have said nothing. Should have kept that to yourself. Now you got a bad name out there.
That's right.
So in this, enduring to the end, meaning holding on to the faith all the way to the end, even unto the point of death.
Right.
That's what the apostles did. That's why there were examples in there.
Right.
When you read about the apostles, they never denounced the Lord. They never denounced the Lord all the way to the point of death, man.
Thank you. We ain't denouncing.
Yeah, that's how it is.
They went to their execution in Rome, and they died, man. And then when you go into the history, we talked about it. We're not going to go into it now, but after we're done with the principles, we're going to go into some really deep history that's going.
Yep.
Man, it's gonna mess a lot of people up, man, because it's a sign of things to come.
Right.
But just to say this, when you go into the history of the persecution of the Christians in ancient Rome, a lot of them was denounce the Lord, man.
They say, I hurry up and become a Christian.
A lot of them denounce the Lord.
They
didn't want to die.
They did.
Right.
So they didn't endure.
They did.
You know, and you want to have that strength. You want to pray the Lord gives you that faith and strength to endure, man.
People say, y'all,
that He puts you on autopilot, man. Really. Because really, that's what he's going to have to do.
Okay,
he's going to have to put you on autopilot.
9/11.
You're having an out-of-body experience while it's happening.
9/11.
You're not even there, really. You're just like,
you're
not even feeling it. You're just getting taken down, and boom, you're out of there.
Yep.
You know? And then you inherit the kingdom, man.
That's how it is, man. That's how it is. I'm trying to find that piece.
So what's the precept you're trying to look for?
That piece the left behind. I just went over this stuff.
Oh yeah, go to is it?
Is it
second of his 9?
Was it 9? Because I was.
Is it?
We
got three Americans right here, and we're gonna fly this.
I can't even remember what that joker was.
We got 5 of them. Y'all think we could fly this 9/11? Y'all crazy. Look. We got 2 people, and then we got 3. You gonna hit them in the head.
I'll probably flip over. Sometimes I flipping over some stuff.
Yeah. And they don't act like that.
Man, I cannot remember what that sucker was.
I know the brother y'all saw would have it right.
I know
right there on his head.
Right. He had that joker right here. I know he'll know it off the rip. Let me see here.
Oh shoot! We can start I can get second or 7 while you're looking for it.
Oh, okay. All right.
It's a lot of stuff. This is Yeah, but when you get to 7, once you get to 7, it gets kind of heavy.
Yeah.
And then when you get to the last time of trouble,
he gonna come over here.
Begin to pray for 7 days.
Look, JJ.
That's crazy, man. I was just going over this thing. Just reading over this thing, man. I forgot the scripture off the top. Yeah.
When you get to 11, it's always the prophecy. But let me read it. This is Second Ezra chapter 7, starting at verse 1. And when I had made an end of speaking these words, there was sent unto me the angel which had been sent the night unto me the nights before. And he said unto me, Up, Esdras, and hear the words that I am come to tell thee. And I said, Speak on, my God. Then said he unto me, The sea is set in a wide place, and it might be deep and great. But put the case in the entrance was narrow. He said, But put the case, the entrance were narrow and like a river. Who then could go into the sea to look upon it, to rule it? And if he went not through the narrow, how could he come into the broad? There is also another thing. A city is builded and set upon a broad field, and is full of all good things. The entrance thereof is narrow, and is set in a dangerous place to fall, like as if there were fire on the right hand, and on the left a deep water. And one only path between them, even between the fire and water, so small that there could be but one man go there at once. If this city now were given unto a man for inheritance, if he never shall pass.
How y'all doing?
Hey, watch, bro. Watch, bro.
Watch out. Verse 9, if this city now were given unto a man for inheritance, if he never shall pass the danger set before it, how shall he receive this inheritance? And this is partly what we're talking about. Like, the pathway to this particular inheritance is so great. He likened it to 2 ways. One was like a river, a sea that's so broad, but the entrance to the sea, you got to go through this river.
Right.
And this river is narrow. But once you get there, it's a great blessing.
Yep.
The same thing with the city. The city is building. It's a big city, but the way to enter is through a narrow entrance to get to the city. Only one can enter in at a time, and then on the left is fire, on the right is deep water.
Right.
Meaning it's so dangerous even to cross this path.
Right.
Now, you remember, man, I haven't watched the movie in a long time, man. Indiana Jones in the Temple of Doom or whatever. And he had to walk across to get to the thing. He was trying to get some kind of artifact, a cup. And remember, he had to walk.
Right.
And it was like a narrow walkway, and I think if he fell, he'd fall into a pit, into a bottomless pit.
Right.
Because remember, when he went into that pit, everybody was trying to get it, and he had all these dead skeletons.
Yeah.
Because all these people that were trying to get this particular treasure, they had died along the way trying to get to it.
Right.
So when he went there, when he was going to try and get this treasure, when he went into that area, he saw dead bones everywhere of men that had tried before him.
Right.
To get that particular treasure. That's what it's like, man. You see along the way as you're going, you see people they're struggling to either get it. They're at the entrance, but they can't even take the first step, or they're in there and they can't make it all the way. So that's how rigorous and thing this inheritance is. If that inheritance is being described like that, how in the world is it that if someone didn't make it, they got that inheritance anyway?
Come on, man. You can't.
How is that even going to work out in this?
It ain't going to work like that. It can't go.
It can't even fit. You can't even fit the inheritance. Oh, well, if you don't make, if you don't believe, you're still making the kingdom. You still inherit the kingdom. This is not what the angel just told Ezra.
Right.
Stop lying to these people, man.
Yep, that's right, man.
Go ahead, Al.
So this is 2nd Ezra 13, starting at the 16th verse. I had the whole thing highlighted, bro. For as I conceive in my understanding, woe unto them that shall be left in those days, much more woe unto them that are not left behind. So woe to those who are left in those days, meaning that they're going to have distress during those times, but then much more woe to those who are not left behind. So it's worse for those who are not left behind than those who are left behind.
It's like a two thing, because if you look at it, it's like if you're left behind, you're either being left behind to face that final destruction, which is so bad, or you're. So if you died, if you died before that, you might be facing a judgment.
If you die before that, that judgment could be upon you.
Yeah.
And see, in those ones also.
So that doesn't mean don't get bugged out if a brother or sister die in the faith, she die, or a brother or sister die in the next in whatever time.
Right.
Like, oh man, that must be you. Wicked.
Right. Yeah, it ain't that.
Don't think like that. And that's not what the brother's saying.
Right. And then also with those brothers who are left behind to see all this wickedness, it's a witness to you, because certain brothers are going to stay here on the earth to witness that destruction of Esau.
Correct.
It's and that's going to, it's going to be a tumultuous time, but you're going to be a witness to the words of Yahweh.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah, keep going.
Yeah, so verse 17. For they that were not left were in heaviness. Now understand the things that are laid up in the latter days. So this is a future prophecy here, which shall happen unto them and to those that are left behind. Therefore are they come into great perils and many necessities, like as these dreams declare. So it ain't going to be an easy time for Jake. For those that are left behind. These are the brothers that got faith and works too.
Yeah, so there was a great heaviness?
There was in great heaviness. Yet it is easier for him that is in danger to come into these things than to pass away as a cloud out of the world.
That's heavy.
And not see the things that happen in the last days.
Bruh, that's heavy.
That's a heavy piece right there.
That's real heavy, bro.
That's a real heavy piece when you think about it, man.
He said that's heavy, because it's almost like to get this particular blessing to see the coming of the Lord and the destruction, you're going to have to go through those things, man.
Yeah. And see, and when brothers start...
Like, we're talking about, man, dude, listen, man. Brothers and sisters could lose their jobs tomorrow. Yep. Esau can shut everything down. You got to run your family around. You might have to live in your car with your kids. That's what it could turn into, bro.
That's right.
Dude, this is something serious, man.
It's some serious, man.
And you be in great heaviness, struggling, but the Lord just helping y'all get by. But as the destruction is happening, and He just giving y'all that hedge. But y'all might have to just endure for who knows how many months or whatever, and then He just show up and just delivers you and your family, man. That's how bad it could be. And brothers need to know this stuff, man. Brothers and sisters.
Verse 21. The interpretation of the vision shall I show thee, and I will open unto thee the thing that thou hast required. Whereas thou hast spoken of them that are left behind, this is the interpretation. He that shall endure, so we go right back into what the brother brought out, the endurance to the end. He that shall endure the peril in that time have kept himself. Get James 1 and I think it's 27. Okay. Just to give you brothers and sisters an understanding of what he being that you, how do you keep yourself? What it is speaking of when it talks about he that kept himself.
I'm messed up.
I think it's 1 and 27.
Okay, James 1 and 27. I got it.
Yeah.
James 1 and 27. Pure religion and undefiled before God and the Father is this: to visit the fatherless and widows in their affliction, and to keep himself unspotted from the world.
To keep himself unspotted from the world. This is what is meant by having yourself kept. You have separated yourself from this world. So now what are you doing if you kept keeping yourself from the world? You focus in on Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. These are those brothers that have kept themselves. And it says, he that shall endure the peril in that time hath kept himself. They that be fallen into danger are such as have works and faith toward the Almighty. So you're looking at the dangers coming upon brothers who are doing this work. And having faith in Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. You got to go through the suffering of Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai went through suffering, that affliction. You have to go through the same thing, man. Nobody can escape this thing. Everybody is going to come into peril but those who are in Yahweh and Yahweh Shai, that suffering is nothing to compare to what's going to happen to those people who didn't decide to walk in Yahweh and Yahweh Shai.
Yeah, because it tells you there's scriptures. It's like in the Wisdom of Solomon, and in about Wisdom of Solomon, it talks about how someone gets taken like an early death, and they sometimes they think of it to be evil, but they don't understand that they were protected. They were protected of the things to come.
Yep, that's right.
Sometimes somebody might pass away just because the Most High has decided He don't want that particular soul to go through that thing, but the one that's more blessed. Is the one that is left behind.
The one that is more, that's right.
Actually got to go through that, endure, and see His glory come.
Yeah.
You know, let me get. You finished.
It says,
link up with this.
Verse 24. Know this, therefore, that they which be left behind are more blessed than they that be dead.
That's it.
This is the meaning of the vision, whereas thou sawest a man coming from the midst of the sea. The same is he whom God the highest hath kept a great season, which by his own self shall deliver his creature, and he shall order them that are left behind. That's Yahweh Shai, man.
Come on, bro.
He's going to order us, man, once he comes back, bro. And those are the ones that are left behind. And you saw what the criteria was for those who were left behind. Had faith in works and believed in Yahweh Shai, man.
Yep.
So you got to, there's a just and an unjust. Those were the just that Yahweh Shai was ordering. Because those brothers and sisters took heed to those principles, to his doctrine, had faith and believed in Yahweh and Yahweh Shai, man.
Yep. And we're specifically talking about those in the end days.
In the end days, yep.
Because we don't want brothers to be like, man, or somebody died in the faith. No, man, don't think like that means that they were whatever.
Right.
But it does mean that if that those that are left behind that make it, that they're more blessed than he is, because they actually got to see and experience that upon and be delivered. Right. Doesn't mean that person that died beforehand is not inheriting the kingdom. It's just that if you're going to be, it's like this. Which one would you rather be? Mm-hmm. Would you rather be the one that saw the kingdom come and endured all that, or one that died and was resting until the kingdom came?
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, I'd rather be the one that would be able to, that the Lord can bless me to go through that see him come on his arrival and experience that. Because it's almost like, it's like this, man. This is how it is. Would you rather win a champion? Listen, when you watch LeBron, right? Let's talk about basketball for a second, right? The greatest championship that I've ever seen won in NBA history was the 4-3 Cavaliers against the Warriors win. Winning in that fashion in Game 7, down 3-1, having to fight that adversity and fight back against the greatest regular season team, 7-3 and 9 team, and to win in dramatic fashion. How much more exhilarating was it to win that type of championship than a championship where you just swept To win in that fashion as an underdog, to overcome the adversity. And win on their home turf.
Come on, man.
In the last few seconds of the game, that feels way better.
Right.
I guarantee that championship, if you ask LeBron what championship was most satisfying to him, he's going to say that one.
Yep.
And in part, it's because of the fashion in which they won.
Yep.
That's how it is with this, man.
That's right.
And the fashion in which you win that incorruptible crown, you want to get it in the clutch.
Yeah, that's right.
You know what I'm saying? You want to get it like in the clutch when the odds is down and you're going through, the world is crumbling around you, and here it is, Yahweh Shai comes and delivers. In fact, there's a scripture, it tells you about how, I can't even remember, but he says they will call upon my, in the midst of their tribulation, they'll call upon my name and I'll hear them. And I'll deliver them.
That's right.
There's a lot of scriptures all through the book about how they'll cry for him, and he'll hear them and he'll deliver.
Yep. Because he'll give his angels charge over you, man. So I'm gonna go into this. So we just went into the second Esdras, talking about those being left behind were more blessed, and so they'll have to go through certain things, certain tests, so to speak, because this is a faith walk, and we have to believe that Yahweh and Yahweh Shai will deliver us from all the same. So this is Psalms 91. Psalms 91 is a heavy scripture. I love reading on this. It says, he that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, he is my refuge, because he'll have to be your refuge during that time. And my fortress, my God, in him will I trust. Surely he shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler. Because when you think about it, Esau will be coming at you with pestilence, with famine, with the sword. Man, you have to have a power to endure those times. And from the noisome pestilence, he shall cover thee with his feathers, and under his wings shalt thou trust. His truth shall be thy shield and buckler. So you have to be in this truth, man. You got to be in these pages, in these words, and have faith in Yahawashi and Yahweh. Thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night, nor for the arrow that flieth by day, nor the pestilence that walketh in darkness, nor for the destruction that wasteth at noonday. 1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh thee. Only thine eyes shall thou behold, and see the reward of the wicked. Man, that's what that second Ezra was talking about. You're going to see the wicked go down. Because thou hast made the Lord, which is my refuge, even the Most High, thy habitation. Therefore shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling. For he shall give his angels charge over thee, to keep thee in all thy ways. They shall bear thee up in their hands, lest thou dash thy foot against a stone. Thou shalt tread upon the lion and the adder, the young lion and the dragon shalt thou trample under feet. Because he hath set his love upon thee, therefore will I deliver him. I will set him on high, because he hath known my name. He shall call upon me, and I will answer him. I will be with him, I will be with him in trouble. I will deliver him and honor him. With long life will I satisfy him and show him my salvation.
Come on, bro. That's it. That's multiple scriptures like that.
Come on, man.
That's good that you got it.
That line right up with what the brother was talking about, man.
That word there for fowler, I just looked it up. Was just maybe brothers. It's just a trap.
Yeah.
A bait trap.
Yeah.
You know. So
there's some key stuff inside these scriptures, man, and he's giving you that guide to maneuver within this thing. But the guide, of course, having faith in Yahawashi, believing in Yahweh, and he impart that Holy Spirit upon you, and then you can move through. That's just how it is, man.
This is coinciding with the brother left with the left behind piece. This is red letter from Yahawashi. This is Matthew 16 and 20. We'll start at 25. For whosoever will save his life shall lose it, and whosoever will lose his life for my sake shall find it. For what is a man profited if he shall gain the whole world and lose his soul? What shall a man give in exchange for his soul? For the Son of Man shall come in the glory of his Father with the angels, and then he shall reward every man according to his works. Verily I say unto you, there will be some standing here which shall not taste of death till they see the Son of Man coming in his kingdom.
That's right.
So that last verse is telling you that there were going to be some men amongst them that he was referring to that will be blessed enough to where they won't even die in that time.
Yep.
They'll see the Lord coming with his kingdom, and not even taste of death.
That's right.
That's the reason why the disciples, it tells you that the rumor on the disciples that they thought that John wouldn't die. Because they said if I tarry until I come, if he tarries until I come, what is that to thee? Follow thou me. That's what he was telling Peter. So the disciples thought that John will live until Yahawashi comes back. Meaning they understood the doctrine. Of course, they didn't understand at that particular lifetime that would happen.
Right.
But they understood that some of them will actually be alive to witness the Lord come back without them dying.
Right.
It goes back to that being more blessed, those that are left behind being more blessed. So the disciples are looking at it like, oh, John, he more blessed than us because he going to see the Lord come back and not even die. He going to die, he going to live. You know? So they understood that concept. You know? Yep.
So this is Matthew 24, starting at the 37th verse. And it says, wait till these guys look up. It's Matthew 24 and 37. But as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage until the day that Noah entered into the ark, and knew not until the flood came and took them all away. So shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. Then shall two be in the field, the one shall be taken and the other left. Two women shall be grinding at the mill, the one shall be taken and the other left. Watch therefore, for ye know not what hour your Lord doeth come. So you see in that scripture right there, one taken and one shall be left. Now we just read in 2nd Esdras, the one that was left, they gonna see that manifestation of their enemies falling. The other one that
word for taken, what's the word?
I can't remember because we
went into this.
Yeah, we went into that.
Because on this one,
I can't remember.
When you go, because they ask where, Lord. They asked him where, Lord. They said whether the carcasses there, whether the eagles be gathered.
Yeah.
So,
I can't remember.
When you go into the end of that, it talks about. Is that were you on Matthew?
Yeah, that was Matthew 24.
Because you go into the gathering his elect from the four winds of the earth. When you go into the coming of the Lord, the Lord is going to snatch up his elect from the four corners of the earth.
Right.
So they're going to be taken up into the chariots of the Lord. That's where our ancestors said, "Swing low, sweet chariots,
coming forth to carry
us home." I look over the river Jordan, and
what do I see?
I see a band of angels coming from me. So you got people that will be delivered that are left behind.
Yep.
So that being taken is talking about those that were of the elect that were left behind.
Yeah.
Because when you go into that's why it's kind of confusing.
That's what that Left Behind series, where the people they'll read that book, they misinterpret it.
They take it that those people were being taken because, and then the people that were left behind were
like the so-called wicked
they had
people.
to repent. They had to repent.
Yeah, that's what they would say in that Left Behind series.
But when you go into the end of it, say, work that word taken, because that word taken, if it's talking about taking of life, meaning destroyed, that's different. But taken just might mean captured or raptured away. What's that word there in the Greek for taken?
It is to take with oneself, to join oneself, an associate, a companion, to accept or acknowledge one, profess. I could have sworn we went into this back.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Because go back to the Matthew 24. Go to the where he.
Yeah, he says.
Because they're going to ask where, Lord.
And it says, this is Matthew 24 and 40. Then shall two be in the field, the one shall be taken, and the other left.
Taken and joined unto a company. Keep going.
Two women shall be grinding at the mill, the one shall be taken, and the other left. Watch therefore, for ye know not what hour your Lord doth come. But know this, that if the good man of the house had known in what watch the thief would come, he would have watched and would not have suffered his house to be broken.
Gotta go to Luke.
Is it Luke?
It's gonna be probably in Luke.
Oh, it's in Luke.
Yeah, okay. Luke, was it 21?
It might be Luke 21.
Yes.
Yeah, because when I just read it out, I was thinking about that take. I say, man, we went to this one time, man. I just couldn't.
It was at the brother's crib.
Yeah.
Luke 21. Is that in 24? Are you sure it's not in 24?
No, that was Matthew 24.
Matthew 24?
Yeah, that was
where the carcasses where the eagles be gathered. Remember that?
Yeah. Let me see.
Because Luke 21 is shorter, so it's got to be in 24. Because remember, the disciples asked, "Where, Lord?" Right after that quote.
Luke 17.
Luke 17, okay.
17 and 37.
Yep, that's it.
Yeah.
So read up from there. I can read up. This is Matthew 17 and 32. Remembers Lot's wife. Whosoever shall seek to save his life shall lose it, and whosoever shall lose his life shall preserve it. I tell you that in that night, interesting.
Yeah.
There shall be two men in one bed. One shall be taken, and another left. There shall be. Well, it depends on all over the world, night and day.
Right.
So, right. It doesn't matter depending on the side of the world you're on that time, right? 2 women shall be grinding together. The one shall be taken, and the other left. 2 men shall be in the field, and one shall be taken, and the other left. And they answered and said unto him, Where, Lord? And he said unto them, Wheresoever the body is, thither will the eagles be gathered together. Mm-hmm. That's why that taking it implies being joined together with something.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So the body meaning his body, him.
Yeah.
You know, and then basically they're going to flock like eagles.
Yeah.
Like eagles flock to a particular location. That's how it's going to look like. Mm-hmm. Like if you look in the sky, it'll just be a bunch of just like bodies, like just
right.
particular part of the you know.
Yep.
To one particular part of the earth, which is where Yahawashi will be in the sky.
Yeah. And see, that's why, man, you got to get
because remember, he's going to be coming with this fire in his church. You got to deliver them while he's shooting them fires, right?
Man, it's going to be a bad.
Because the earth is going to be. I've had dreams, man. I've had a dream years ago of the destruction, but it was like me. It was like I don't know if it was me, so I could have been seeing a vision of somebody else's vision, but I was somewhere and the whole area I was at was on fire, bro. The sky was pitch black. The only thing lighting it was the sky, man.
Right.
And people running. I don't know where I was at in the dream, but I just seen a woman with a hijab and with her son running. I saw people yelling and screaming. I don't know if I was in the Middle East in that dream or just a vision.
Right.
But it was very short, but it was definitely the end times. I knew in the dream that it was the end of the world. I wasn't in the middle of a war zone. It was the coming of the Lord.
Yeah.
And everybody was scared to death, man.
Right.
It was, a scary sight, bro. The stuff was scary as hell.
Because, man, I mean, all of us had these visions and dreams,
Stuff was scary, man. Super scary. Like, I mean, I wasn't scared in the dream, but I'm telling you, that stuff was like on some Nightmare on Elm Street type horror, bro.
Right.
The fear in everybody's eyes, man. The woman with the kid had to be like about 4 or 5 years old.
Right.
And she was just running. She had a hijab on. She was like Arab or Muslim or whatever. She was just running. And I was just sitting there just looking, and the buildings were on fire and stuff, man. And all you saw, only thing that lit up the sky, only source of light was fire.
Right.
That was it, bro.
Man, because I had this, man, because I usually don't dream a lot.
And I don't dream. I rarely dream.
Me too, man. I rarely have dreams. And my dreams, they're not as detailed, but I had this one particular dream that was very detailed. I was kind of standing on my parents' porch, and they have like this big wooden beam, and I was just kind of leaning on the porch, just looking out. It was nighttime, pitch dark, but the stars were out there pretty good. And then all of a sudden, I started seeing stuff in the sky, and it was a battle up in the sky, man. And I was like, man, what is that? I was kind of looking. I was like, what is that? What was so crazy is that the dream felt so real. It was like I felt air hitting me. Mm-hmm. It's like I could feel the breeze hitting my face out there at night, just looking at the stars and everything. And I saw something up in the right corner, and I was like, it looked like a cluster of stars. And then I was just seeing it's like a battle. It was like something, and then it was getting closer. Mm-hmm. And I was like, man, what is this? It kind of freaked me out. And I was like, man, this thing is kind of coming closer. Mm-hmm. And, I was like, oh, snap. And to me, when I was looking at it, it looked like, it looked like chariots up there just battling with whatever, some other planes and stuff up in the sky. And I was like, oh, crap, man. I just started kind of getting fearful. And then I came out the dream. But I was like, man, that stuff was, I could feel it.
That's a scene in Ezra in the scriptures.
I could feel it. I could feel the wind, and then I could see color. It was like, that was one of my dreams. I could see everything in color, even though it was night. My parents, they had this porch and the beam, even though it was night outside, I could kind of see little colors that I was close to. Mm-hmm. Because I could see the light from my parents' house from the kitchen, and it kind of lit kind of lowly. But then, kind of like a lower light beam, and I could kind of see little colors and stuff. And I was like, man, this is wild right here, man.
This is heavy stuff, man. The elites of this world are very much aware that they have to fight Yahawashi, man.
Yep.
It's not like they're sitting there like, okay, who is this person that's coming? They know.
Yep, they know.
They know. They're very much aware. You got to think about how intricate, like, the deception of what is taught globally.
Right.
About the origin of people. You got to intricately teach these things, man. You got to have a whole educational system that lies to the masses, man.
Right.
To hide them from information to come. You got to say, well, look, what do we do if they see UFOs? Don't tell them that the Church of Israel. Just tell them it's aliens.
Yeah.
And they made whole movies that lied about this. They made stuff like E.T. Why do you think Steven Spielberg, if you look at like E.T., right? The movie came out like, I think came out in the late 70s?
Yeah, late 70s, yep.
When you go back into the Apollo missions of, to the moon, going back to 1969, which there's of course, brothers and sisters, debate on whether they landed the moon. But when I'm talking about the fact that they went out there and they threw satellites and things like that, and some of the stuff that they saw, they stopped doing those missions in sometime in the early 70s because of the information, the interference that they were getting from the angels. So now, with them the people having access to camera, being able to record stuff on their own personal
right.
In the 60s, people couldn't do that. People had their own cameras. You couldn't afford them big old cameras to record stuff, and then the cameras weren't that good, but they started getting better. High 8 cameras and things like that. So now you're going to have the ability for individuals to now start filming these particular events and chariots and things like that could be coming, and now you need a way to now explain it. So what they did is they said, you know what, we're going to have Steven Spielberg put out a movie and just say that it's E.T., it's aliens.
Right.
And then y'all just going to believe it's sci-fi and it's not really real.
Come on.
And then y'all just going to not believe that this is coming.
Man, that's kind of like this latest thing.
They did interference, man.
I can't remember the guy who did this video, but he put up a video showing where they shut down 7 observatories. And the reason that they didn't...
But Edomites working at these observatories. They're up in Antarctica.
Come on,
go on to YouTube, bro. Come on. A gang of Edomites living in Antarctica for 2 years.
Come on.
Not one Jake in there.
Not one Jake in there.
Standing looking at the sky in an observatory out in the freaking Antarctica, man.
And then they had this Edomite woman. She had this camera, like Doc was saying. When these cameras get a little bit more powerful, you have access.
Your phone, dude. They got a Chinese phone that got 50 times X zoom right now, bro. 50 times.
I saw that.
The Huawei.
Yep, I saw it.
The P30 Huawei phone, 50 times zoom. A dude could come out with his own camera and be like, and record a chariot that's like a mile away in the sky.
That's right, man.
So Esau had to come up with the interference, man. Dude, when I saw that chariot, bro, I talked to the brother early today, man. I just told him about it. The brother Guru, man.
Yeah.
I said, bro, when I saw that stuff coming up, going northbound on 59 and Fondren, it was through, bro. It was done, bro. I didn't even see no more, bro. I was done. I was done. I was like, these people know that they can't just roll. They got to intricately plan this out, man.
Yeah.
Esau got to meticulously take his time because there's no way they didn't see that on their radar.
Oh, man.
There's no way. They got that on their satellite and everything. And I know they're sitting there just like, listen, man.
They had that down.
We better be careful in how we roll with this thing. When we come through with the martial law, we need to have everything ducks in a row.
That's right.
When we come through, we start basically instituting the chip or whatever they're trying to do. They know they got to meticulously plan this thing out step by step. Dude, I don't think y'all understand how meticulous they're trying to be to ensure that they can transition right into their new world order.
Come on, man. Look.
And try and do it before the coming of the Lord, man.
What they do, they have to try and do everything the way, it's kind of like whatever's done on the right-hand side, it has to be done on the left-hand side. When the Most High took over the lands of Israel, and gave it to our people in the ancient days, he says, I will not go in and take it over instantly. I will do it little by little. So he took it over little by little. Now, check this out. Sears, there was this company Sears that everybody knows about Sears. They dropped 90,000 retirees life insurance policy. 90,000 people, man. You know what kind of damage that does to these old people who have retired, man, who have those life insurance policies like that. All that money they put in, done. It's gone. So they just straight stole that money, ganked them, jacked them for that bread. So all these little things, those small things. So now let's say, for instance, one of the mother or the father of those people who had that policy they happen to die. So they would get that insurance policy.
Correct.
Guess what? Zero.
Come on.
You get nothing. So now that's a subtle way that Esau, and if one company does it, guess what's going to happen? The others will follow suit.
Yep.
They'll do the same
This
thing.
is the reason why, man, them 401ks, man.
Come on, man. They gonna
take them, bro.
They're going to take those 401ks.
When the time comes, they just going to freeze them jokers, bro.
Yeah, see, some jobs actually, if you don't add to your 401k, meaning that your check does not put money into your 401k, the job will just put money in there.
Well, they're doing it automatically because I remember if you put zero, they'll automatically still make you put 2% in the 401k.
Because see, in my job,
it'd be automatic. You try and change it, and the next year they make it automatic again.
Because man, I was like, man, my stuff up here growing. I've been pulled back. I was like, oh no, I can't. I gotta keep my bread because I don't know what's gonna happen. And then I just see my stuff, but of course it's still in the market. So when the market goes up and down, you can make money or whatever if you have money in that account. But man, this is just to let you brothers and sisters know that this thing is real. The enemy is gonna mimic. Because remember, the enemy wants to be like the Most High. It said the enemy wants to be just like the Most High. So however the Most High operates, the enemy wants to do it the same thing, but on their left-hand side, man. And that's how it is. And so we can't, you just got to be prepped up, man.
Yeah, because that's good that you said that. That's wisdom right there. You know the reason why that's a lot of good wisdom? Because if you think about it, the elites know that there's always time frames and rulerships.
Yep.
See, if you're a historian, you know that nobody can rule forever. Oh, get that. Their inward thought is that their houses shall be rule forever. Is that 49:11?
Is that a
song?
Psalm 45:11.
49.
Yeah, man. Yep. So this is
Psalm 49:11.
This is Psalms 49:11. I'll start up. Start up a little bit. For he seeth that wise men die, likewise the fool and the brutish person perish, and leave their wealth to others. Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own names. And see, that's what Esau thinks, man.
Yeah.
He thinks that this place is going to continue on forever.
Yep.
Because everything is predicated upon operating on the left-hand side, because that's the only way he can operate, bro.
Now, that's the reason why they're trying to do a shift. See, this is why they're trying to do the New World Order. In part, the reason why they're trying to do it, what Esau's trying to do is he knows, he feels he can rule forever. He feels like he can outsmart the Lord.
Yeah.
He knows historically that all kingdoms come to an end. Mm-hmm. Now, what Esau's trying to do with the New World Order by getting all nations into it is that it basically takes away, he's trying to basically transfer power to all nations on the earth. Mm-hmm. But at the same time be the ruler.
Right.
So he's trying. That's why his doctrine is make all people one.
Right.
Because if you make all people one, technically nobody's ruling.
Right.
That's the reason why if you ask somebody which race of people rules the earth today, everybody gonna act like they don't know. Mm-hmm. If you ask them, they're gonna act like they don't know which people rule the world. Mm-hmm. Because they've been programmed to now believe that no, we all got an equal share.
Right.
But the scriptures always shows you that a biblical nation rules and another one doesn't.
Yeah.
It's always a transfer of biblical nations rule. Always. Mm-hmm. Always. It's not like no confusion like everybody's ruling. No, man. Even when you had empires and kingdoms during the time of the Roman Empire, they had to pay tribute.
Yeah.
There were tributaries, man. You had different empires that were like a little bit away from their territory, from the Roman Empire. They'll go over there and they might not conquer them, but they'll be like, hey, you got to pay us tribute.
Right.
So they'll let them kings rule, but they'll be tributaries, man.
Yeah, that's right.
Just like it is today. You got the Saudis got their own kingdom right now. Look it up. Mm-hmm. The Saudi Arabia is a kingdom, but they're tributaries to Esau, man.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
This is like the Sultan of Brunei, man. Go ahead, Doc.
Yeah, this is Psalms 83. Keep not thou silent, O God. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O God. For lo, thy enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up their head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones.
Why are they focusing on Jake?
Come on, man.
They're focusing because they know that that's the next rulership.
Yep, that's right.
So that's why the world conspires against the people that they know are Israel in any territory that they're at.
That's right.
And then everybody say, when we say we're oppressors of people say, how?
Come on, man.
These other nations will actually come and ask you, how are we oppressing you? What are we doing?
Yeah, what are we doing now? What are we doing? But see, look, this scripture is telling these dudes are in confederate with each other, man, against the Lord and his anointed, man. Mm-hmm. So all the people of Israel, man, well, they're not part of this thing. Verse 4, they have said, come, let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. So that's their objective. They don't want the next kingship to be with Israel because they know that their power structure will go down, man. And see, the kingdom of Israel is a kingdom that will never end, man. And they know this. Verse 5, for they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee, the tabernacles of Edom, Ishmaelites,
man,
the Moabites.
Both sides cold. You name them jokers first.
Come on, name them first. The I was just talking about Ishmael's kingdom. They the second ones named in this thing, man. Yep. So these are primary people in the game of trying to keep us oppressed.
Number 1 and 2, pretty much.
So these same people will be like, "Oh, how we oppressing y'all?"
And those are the two main people that benefited off our slavery.
Come on, man.
You know, it's obvious.
Yep.
Those are the two main people that everybody knows had our people in slavery in the last 500 years.
Come on.
Am I right?
That's right.
If you look up any history book, they're going to tell you about Esau having slavery and Ishmael having slavery.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Those are the main and we were dragged into all nations according to prophecy. That's red letter.
Right.
That we were taken captive into all nations, but the two nations that conspired mainly was them.
Yep.
As far as taking us into slavery, you had nations that sold us into slavery.
Right.
You know? Mm-hmm. Like Canaanites, they were prophesied to do that.
Right. The tabernacles of Edom and the Ishmaelites of Moab and of the Hagarenes, Gabal and Ammon and Amalek, the Philistines, with the inhabitants of Tyre. Asher is joined with them. They have hopen in the children of Lot, Salah. So those are all the key players within the that are confederate against Israel. So, you know, these people can say all they want to, but the scriptures have shed a light upon their agenda. And we understand that these people are our enemies, man. We don't have time to be, you know, join hand in hand with these people, man, being friends with these people, man. And it's going to come a time when Israel is going to have to move into their position and be the top dogs on the street, so to speak. And, you know, those other nations are going to be put in their place. That's just how it's going to be.
Yeah. I seen a video of Ahmadinejad years back, basically telling a crowd of people that the people that's calling themselves the Jews are not the real Jews.
Yeah, yeah.
He said it in an interview, and you could hear when he's speaking, when he says Yahudi or whatever, however they say it.
Yeah, they say the Yahudi, yeah.
But he used it, it's very similar. I guess they probably just used it as a loan word. Mm-hmm. And he was basically telling the crowd, these people ain't the real Jews, man.
He was in the UN Assembly?
No, this is amongst his own people, I believe. I don't think it was at the UN Assembly.
Because I remember...
they wouldn't allow him to say that. In fact, if he did, they would have muted that.
Well, I remember one time he had made a statement about Israel, I guess he was doing the Israeli-Palestinian state thing. Mm-hmm. And those Israelis was in the UN. And boy, they just started walking out. They just started getting up, and it's like, man, this dude here, we out of here.
Yeah, you think they don't know, man? Especially the Persians.
Man,
many Persians, they've been moved off the land. They've had battles against other nations over time. Because you still had our people, a remnant of our people there, going back to the time of captivity. But they've had battles with Ishmael, right? At the time of the Islamic conquest. They had battles with Esau, of course, man. Listen. Persians hate Edomites.
Yep, they do.
Probably more than anybody. Because Jake really don't hate Esau.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I guarantee you, them Persians, especially the elite ones that know history, over there, they hate Edomites, man. They took down their empire, man.
Come on, man.
Then mocked them in 300.
Come on.
Had them looking fruity.
Yeah.
That's a damn lie, man.
Yep. Had Artaxerxes looking
fruity as hell. I had me believe in that stuff, bro. I had to look it up and be like, man, was Artaxerxes? I had to look up relics of him.
Hey, man.
This dude look like a damn man.
Hey, man, this is a sorcerer. Esau's television,
then he made the men didn't look like Judah, looked like Jake. Because in the comic book, he has them with cornrows.
Right.
He has those 300 men with cornrows. Man, everybody know Esau don't wear cornrows. That's not his tradition. You can go historical documents, historical architecture and art. Mm-hmm. You can look up hairstyles of ancient peoples.
Yeah.
You can look it up.
Yep.
You know, when you go to the Greek and Roman Empire, you never see not one Edomite soldier or emperor or Caesar with cornrows, man. Not one time.
Oh,
when it said that Samson had locks in his head, that word there is arag, which means to braid or plait. To braid. Mm-hmm. He had 7 locks, man, like Allen Iverson, man.
Come on, man.
Get out of here, dude.
Hey, man, people
it's like Kawhi Leonard, man. He had them Kawhi Leonard cornrows, man. What y'all know about that, man?
Man, look, Jake repeats what he's done in the past, man.
Yeah, man. And he don't even know. A lot of times Jake don't even know because it's in the spirit, man.
Yep.
It tells you in Romans that if they do that which is in the law, not having the law,
it's a law unto themselves.
Yeah, it's a law unto themselves, man. Mm-hmm. So Jake was going and doing the cornrow thing doing the brain thing because, that's all they knew.
Yeah, that's all they knew. It's in them.
It's in them to just do it, man. They just one day, I tell you, might be a Jake woman. I tell you, Jake one day just has her son, throwing out his hand, he's like, hey, come here. And she just started braiding. Before you know it, it's just back.
Yeah.
Most times, these silly instructions in your mind.
Come on, man.
Jake just sit there, he's like, you know what? Put that joker some cornrows real quick for you, son. Before you know it, that joker just back in style. Most are cold, man. Most are cold, bro. I'm telling you, y'all understand. He put that stuff in his mind and bring it back, and they ain't had no historical reference point for it. Right?
That's right. And then guess what? You go, hey, brother, start studying a little bit, and you might slide up on it, bro.
Yeah.
Just like this brother said, man. He studying, he's seeing the stuff. Hey, man, this is
that's the reason why Esau does the pictures of Samson. Even in modern time, he can't even make him an Edomite.
Right.
Now, he did in that movie recently. That movie that it came out,
that was some bogus stuff. But then that Bible,
but the Bible history,
the Bible history one, that was straight up a dark Jake, bro, with big old locks.
Now they made him have cornrows though.
Yeah, big old cornrows. Yeah,
because the locks, when you go there into that word for the Hebrew, is a rod, which means to braid. Then when you go into the books, into the epistles, where Paul says that they shouldn't be concerned all the time about braiding their hair. Having braided hair. When you look it up, it says braided hair. Mm-hmm. Come on, man. Listen, if you see a woman of another nation braiding their hair, you already know, okay, if you see someone that looks a certain type of way carnally, you're going to say, man, they either so-called mixed or they're trying to be like Jake.
Right.
Anytime you see someone, I showed them pictures of some of them Asian girls with braided hair.
Yeah.
What do you think they did that from, man? Who do you think they got to go to? When you look at their hairdresser, who they went to? One of the tribes.
Mm-hmm.
They don't go to their own. You can't go to Edomite Beauty Supply in River Oaks and go and tell them to braid their hair, man. Mm-hmm. Go there to River Oaks right now and go and walk into an Edomite salon and say, I want my hair braided.
Man, they're
gonna look at you crazy, man.
It's like, man, you better go back down there down in the hood and get that done, you know.
So you go, sorry, you're gonna go down to Third Ward. We don't do that here.
Oh,
they know who they gotta go to, so
hey man, that's what's up, man. You know, Jake, man. Hey man, like we started off, man. Dig into them principles, man. We can't stress it enough. Dig into them principles, man. It's gonna open up doors to a whole lot more things to you.
Yeah, it gives you understanding of the end times, like the brother was bringing out, the Confederate against us.
Yep.
You know, you got these Jakes out here. Oh man, you know, I think we should all love everybody. You know. And we'll love everybody until they freaking kill you, bro.
Yeah. Right.
When all hell break loose and then you run to Esau for help and he does what he was designed to do, don't be shocked.
Right.
Man, I was just asking for some food, man.
Yeah, and Esau, man, let me tell you.
Man, I was just asking for some food, man. Why you do that to me, bro?
I work with a lot of Edomites, man. And these guys, man, these boys are stacked. They stacked up with artillery, bro.
Come on, bro.
They
all these guys, man.
I watched a few Jakes speak with these guys and say things like, "Hey, if I ain't got enough, I'm going into Esau's domain." Now they said this is a particular Jake I watched him have a conversation in the midst of Edomites.
Yeah.
And he say, if I ain't got enough, I'm going in and I'm going to get what I need, basically.
Yeah.
Them Edomites looked at him, and this one particular one said, and you know what, that dude's name was Chris. He told him, he said, you know what, Chris? I got a bullet with your name on it. Hey, that boy Chris was up there laughing, and he up there thinking Esau wasn't playing.
Esau wasn't playing, bro.
Esau was like, I got a bullet with your name on it. Chris started laughing. Esau was over there like,
well, I ain't playing.
Okay. He said, you come in my yard. He say, I got a bullet with your name on it. And saying, don't think, man, these dudes are constantly on freedom ammunition looking for sales on bullets, man.
Yep.
This is what they do. They constantly on, like you can go, Jake, you can find Jake will go on YouTube and maybe look at a basketball game for entertainment. Esau is on there looking at guns because that's his blessing, is the sword.
Yep.
This dude is looking at guns. He's looking at sales on ammunition. Because he knows he's going to have to use it here in the near future.
Come on, bro. They're already this one big Edomite, man. They spiritually know. See, the Most High put our people in confusion, not Esau.
Right.
These Edomites, even on the left, man, they know that they're supposed to freaking confuse you and run interference so you don't see what's going on.
Right.
They're supposed to do what's called pass interference, meaning when information is being transmitted to you to understand that you got it, that they're the enemy, they're supposed to interfere on that.
Right.
Act like they're your friends. That's why if you look at all these Edomite places where you got these fake white liberals, they push Jake out of these neighborhoods, man. But they're supposed to be your friends.
Right,
But the first thing they do is they gentrify you out.
Right.
Look at the whole West Coast. Judah ain't there really like that no more. They gentrified you out. People living on the streets. Go to Skid Row in L.A. Jake out there homeless. They about to gentrify Inglewood right now.
Right.
Inglewood, they're about to build a stadium out there in Inglewood, man. They're about to push all you Jakes out of Inglewood, man. So y'all already got pushed out of South Central right now. Y'all about to get pushed out of Inglewood. Right. Y'all getting pushed out, man. Jake getting pushed out over here. All the historic areas, they getting pushed out, man.
Yep.
Over here. They working their way down. They're working from Third Ward. They're working their way down. Sunnyside is next. Yep. And once they get to Sunnyside, they're gonna go down. Push out to Missouri City. Yep. Push out to Missouri City. Outside of the big lane. That's what's on the north side. They push some place out there. Man, listen. And they made that school, the Bakey High School. No, what was it called?
Bakey?
No, what's it? There's a high school. There's a new high school they made out there in the suburbs on the north side. That's like one of the most dangerous high schools in Texas, man. It's in the suburbs. Out there in Spring.
Bridgeland? What you talking about? Bridgeland?
It's not Bridgeland. It's out there in Spring, man. It's basically a bunch of Jakes coming out from the Kingston area. And then they opened a high school. It's out to the suburbs. Man, listen, bro. When they created that school, it was out in the suburbs. They got there. That's one of the most dangerous high schools in the city, bro. Yeah. That's all the birds. Man. So Jake, there, you're done, man. We're done, bro. Go through, man.
That day,
we're not trying to be. Hey, listen, we're not being pessimists. We're being realists, man. We're keeping it all the way up with you, man.
Yep, that's right.
So the Lord says we got to tell our people what's to come, man.
To see, and the only alternative and solution is Yahawashi. That's one way.
That's why we have to let you know every way carnal is the no-go. Yeah. You're not going to go to war with this man.
Right.
This dude got freaking drones now.
Come on, man.
Listen, man, you guys trying to push that Haiti stuff, sit your butt down. Read about it, man. They had some support by some of France's enemies to destabilize the colonies because there was internal competition among Esau. 2, there was no planes, there was no drones, there was no bombs, bro.
Right.
You had an overwhelmingly number of people, a larger army, and they got information on territory. Not that the Most High strengthened them to take them down. There's prophecies that Levi was going to be strengthened, his hand was strengthened against his enemies. Right. You know, in Leviticus.
Yep.
So yeah, that was going to happen. You know, even if you go to British Guyana, the Jakes that were enslaved over there held Guyana, I think, from the British for damn near 3 years, man. They don't really talk about that. You had the Maroons in Jamaica that ran away and went to war with Esau, and to where they was defeating them so much they were autonomous.
Yep.
From the rest of the plantation, man, living as Maroons, as they called them. But in this day and age, nigga, you're not winning, bro.
You ain't winning.
All you Jakes pushing that, oh man, we click up with the ancestors and we take over the Haitian Revolution, you're gonna die, man.
You're gonna die.
You're gonna die a miserable death, man. Them Jakes out there in Jerusalem thought they could do the same thing, man. Woo. In 70 AD.
Man, look, guess what happened? Hey, went up to Masada and then took them on their own selves.
Slaughter. That's one of the most brutal slaughters in history in one battle, man. The siege of Jerusalem.
Woo!
They smoked them in the city and killed them as they were trying to leave it, man.
Man.
And the ones that escaped and went to the Masada, the fortress, they got taken down.
Well, they actually killed themselves because they didn't want the heathen to kill them. So they had all those men and women up there.
And their children.
And their children. They just went.
They killed their kids, bro.
Yep.
These dudes killed their kids.
Yep.
Killed their wives and then killed themselves, bro.
Because they didn't want the heathen to touch them. But look, that was the curse of the Most High.
Curse of the Most High, man. He said you flee one way, you flee seven. He said you shall have no might in your hand, man. The might is coming from Yahawashi. Listen, that's the reason why we're not about no military takeover as far as on a carnal level, man.
No, you got to be spiritual in this thing, bro.
We're ready to oh man, we got this pro-black unconscious people telling you that we're signing the fetus. No, we're realists, man. You go fight against this man with these drones and technologies and how it goes wrong.
That's this guy's blessing. If that ain't your blessing, how can you even come up against this dude? This dude is up here creating laser beams, bro. This dude, man, they had that one thing down there in Louisiana where there was a light beam coming down and just tore up a gas station, man. This dude is doing this stuff from outer space already. Yeah. He was just testing it out in Louisiana.
Dude, this dude got
with something on top of it. Come on, man. Like he looking at us straight like a straight television tube, man.
Yeah, bro, this dude is no. Why do you think he got it like that, man? You know, he got it like that because of both sides. Right now, it's gonna take it down. That's what I'm telling you, man. You gotta get on the spiritual war, man.
Yeah, that's right.
You gotta get on the spiritual war battle, man, with Yahawashi, man. There's no way. There's no other way, man. That's why we giving you the real deal, man.
Yep.
These other nations that plotted against you. Like we talked about it 2 years ago. We were talking about how I told the brothers about how they gonna bring that Canaanite religion to it, man.
Ooh, and they came in with a flood with it, man.
And now there's a guy that I saw. I told you the guy that went full in, man. It's like, I mean, a lot of these Jakes jumped to the Beyonce, Jay-Z.
Yep.
You know, they making y'all believe, man, they was worshiping voodoo, man, and that's why the Haitians. You don't know what was really going on, bro. Some of that stuff they telling you, why they with all that voodoo now, how come they ain't taking out Esau now?
Come on.
If that was the ancestors and the gods of voodoo help take them down.
Right.
That's why our people are conditionary, because we're not in the word that the Lord gave us, man. If we were in it, no one can take us down. That's the word is bond, man.
Yep. That's right.
This word is bond from the Heavenly Father. That's why we're the conditioning we're in, because of the fact that we stepped away from the Heavenly Father, man. That's why He allowed us to be taken and beaten and embarrassed like this across the world, man. So should we wrap it up?
Yeah. Let's get that Matthew 26. Cause I know that this I hope
it is a beast.
Yeah, man. I was kind of worried that that this that if they could hear us on this thing, because I know at one point that last video we pushed out, it was kind of windy. Really. Hey, what's going on? All right.
Matthew 26 and verse 6. Now when Yahawashi was in Bethany in the house of Simon the leper, there came unto him a woman having an alabaster box of very precious ointment, and poured it on his head. And he sat at meat. But when his disciples saw it, they had indignation, saying, to what purpose is this waste? For this ointment might have been sold for much and given to the poor. When Yahawashi understood it, he said unto them, Why trouble ye the woman? For she hath wrought a good work upon me. For ye have the poor always with you, but me ye have not always. For in this that she hath poured this ointment on my body, she did it for my burial. Verily I say unto you, whatsoever this gospel shall be preached in the whole world, there shall also this woman have done be told for a memorial of her.
And with that, we'd like to give all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahawashi, peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. Shalom.
Shalom.